I was going to Gudauri for the first time and I didn't know much about the place or even Georgia at all. So I checked around on Facebook where I found this international Georgian Facebook group, and I posted to try to find someone that could help me with making this video. And it was here me and Irina Abbott at Vagabond Adventures found each other. So she got me in contact with the founder of Vagabond Adventures, Taylor, and I thought that he could help me with telling the story about Gudauri.
I'll start out by introducing myself. My name's Taylor, and I'm the founder of a company here in Gudauri called Vagabond Adventures. And we run ski lessons for all ages and all abilities, and also we do ski trips around Georgia, including backcountry ski touring and cat skiing, and some cool cultural experiences. Accessing the place is pretty easy. Most people fly in from Tbilisi Airport, but you can also fly to Kutaisi. From Tbilisi Airport, it's about a 2.5 hour drive, depending on the traffic. And it's a pretty simple trip. It's very easy to book a taxi straight up from the airport to the ski resort. Gudauri is divided into a couple of sections. It's not really one town, but there's actually a couple of different areas in the town. When you're coming up from Tbilisi, the first area that you get to is Lower Gudauri. And Lower Gudauri is by the ski lift called Pirveli, and there's several hotels down there, including Marco Polo and Gudauri Lodge Hotel, which are both super nice, more on the luxury end. And in Lower Gudauri, apart from having nice hotels, there's not really much else to do, although it's just starting to develop. And then when you continue up the road a bit further, you get to the turnoff to New Gudauri. New Gudauri is kind of the center of everything. It's the most main downtown part of Gudauri. There are lots of apartment blocks and lots of construction sites as well, several restaurants, lots of ski rental shops, and the main gondola, which takes you up to all levels of slopes. The other part of Gudauri is Upper Gudauri, where there's also not really much for nightlife or much going on, but it's amazing for skiing because you're in the highest part of the town, and from there you can ski to most of the other lifts. And it's also a little bit cheaper to stay in Upper Gudauri generally, and there are a couple of nice hotels up there as well. The ski resort itself, it's smaller than resorts in the Alps, but it has a surprising amount of really nice terrain, especially for freeriding, for off-piste skiing. It is just an incredible place. Lots of places where you can just ride up the lifts, and within maximum 20-30 minute hike, you can get to a very long backcountry descent. And that's what's really kept me here for the last several years. So the slopes, there are a couple of beginner slopes that are pretty good for learning on. There's a bigger variety of intermediate slopes, blue runs, which can be really fun for all levels. And then there's a couple of advanced slopes. For most families and most groups with mixed levels, there's a little bit of something that satisfies everyone. So apart from skiing, there's a few other activities which are possible to do here in Gudauri. Paragliding is super common. On sunny, clear days, you'll see dozens, even hundreds of paragliders up in the sky. And they take off from the top of the lifts and then they land down at the bottom of the mountain. And that's a really cool experience. Bidara Mountain, it's one of the closest freeride spots to the lifts in Gudauri. From the top of the Kobe gondola, you just traverse a little bit and then hike up about 20-30 minutes to the top of the ridge. And from there you have access to a lot of terrain. You can ski down the front side back to the lifts, which is a little bit shorter, but it's a super nice run, and you can often see other people skiing there to see how the conditions are before you go. And you can also ski down the back side of that ridge, which is about 600 meters vertical drop down to the road. So you get pretty nice ski run. It's kind of rolly terrain with some steeper parts and some flatter parts. And then when you get down to the road at the bottom, then you have to hitchhike or get a taxi back to Gudauri. Another freeride spot is called Sadzele. So Sadzele Mountain, it's part of Gudauri Ski Resort, and there's a lift going up to the top of it. But this year the lift is closed, and we don't know if it's going to open in the future or not. So for the moment, we have to hike up to the top of it. But Sadzele is just an incredible mountain. On the front side facing the resort, there's lots of terrain. There's a couple of big chutes to ski down. There's some bigger wide open fields, and it's pretty steep. But on the back side, it's just another world. It is absolutely incredible. And with only about a 45-minute hike from Kudebi, you have just this huge playground. And on the backside of Sadzele, there are several big chutes, which are all skiable, but you definitely need to be with a guide or to really be comfortable analyzing the avalanche conditions. So it's quite a dangerous place, but when it's stable, it is just epic. Another big draw to Gudauri for me and for many visitors is the Georgian food. And if you've never had Georgian cuisine before, it is definitely worth trying. There's a lot of variety here of the different types of dishes you can get. Like the main ones are khinkali, which is big meat dumplings, but you can also get them with cheese or potato for vegetarians. Khachapuri, which is Georgia's take on pizza. And my favorite is eggplant with walnut sauce. It's fried eggplants rolled up around thick walnut sauce, and it's just amazing. Here in Gudauri, you have pretty good access to good quality Georgian food. There's a lot of restaurants right on the slopes, so it's easy to stop for lunch and a beer. And the ones that I go to pretty often, in New Gudauri, there's a couple of good Georgian places. Drunk Cherry is a very popular one, and Gamarjoba restaurant is also really good. Higher up on the mountain, there's Vitamin Cafe, which is quite fast, which is rare here. And also White Rabbit is definitely a favorite of myself and many of their ski instructors. They serve some food like burgers and sandwiches, but they're mainly a bar. And it's a place where a lot of locals go and hang out in the afternoons, especially on hot spring days after skiing. You'll always find lots of people there. They also have the snow park, so there's a bunch of rails and jibs set up right in front of the bar. And it's just a super cool place to hang out. Gudauri is pretty well known for being a very cheap place to ski. It's much cheaper than the Alps. And although the price is much lower, the quality is not that much lower. So you really get a pretty good deal for the price that you pay. Ski pass costs about 15 euros per day and half that for children. The food is also pretty cheap. You can get a full meal at a restaurant on the slopes for around 10 euros. And if you want a really nice big meal, including wine and dessert and everything, then you can still get that for about 15 euros. Accommodation also, there's a whole range. You can get apartments here from anywhere from about 50 euros per night to the more luxury hotels can be up to about 200 for a double room. You can get drinks quite cheap in the bars here. A beer on the slopes can run anywhere from about 3 to 5 euros, even cheaper in some places. And a glass of wine is about the same. Another really interesting and really nice thing about traveling to Georgia is Georgian hospitality and Georgian people. People here are just super friendly, super welcoming. They're really not paranoid of strangers, so you'll just have random people who just want to have a conversation with you just for the sake of talking. And hospitality is a big value in a Georgian culture, and they really live up to that. As a traveler here, it's really nice to see that and to feel welcomed in a new country.